the existence of bankruptcy proceeding of any kind, whether voluntary or involuntary, or any order or requirement in connection therewith, or any requirement of the land court or other court of competent jurisdiction impairs the authority of the foreclosing mortgagee to give title or to make conveyance hereunder, said deposit shall be refunded, and thereupon all obligations of the parties hereunder shall cease, and this agreement shall be void and without recourse to any parties hereto provided, however. A. If on the date fixed above for conveyance, the period of 30 days shall not have expired after written notice of the purchaser of a defective title, time performance shall, if the foreclosing mortgagee so elects, be extended until the expiration of such period to enable the foreclosing mortgagee to make reasonable effort to cure such defect, and B. If the purchaser so elects that either the original or extended time for performance to pay said purchase price without deductions for defective title, foreclosing mortgagee shall convey such title as the foreclosing mortgagee has to the premises in their then condition. Purchaser acknowledges that from and after the date of the execution of the within memorandum, the purchaser shall have the sole risk of loss, and mortgagee shall have no responsibility for maintaining insurance on the premises. If the premises
my house is getting foreclosed.
Damaged by fire or the Kowski after the date hereof, the purchaser shall remain obligated to consummate the sale without any reduction in the purchase price. The purchaser shall be responsible for all state documentary stamps and all recording fees. The purchaser assumes all responsibility of obtaining a certificate of compliance issued by the system inspector approved by the DEP. Department of Environmental Protection stating that the premises are serviced by a septic system which conforms to 3/10 CMR 15.000 at SEC, including the cost and expenses of the same. The purchaser assumes all responsibility of obtaining a certificate of compliance issued by the local fire department or other agency duly authorized with regard to all fire and smoke protection equipment, and with regard to carbon monoxide alarm law, it assumes all costs and expenses for the installation of any such equipment in order to comply with all laws, regulations, and statutes pertaining thereto. Purchaser certifies that prior to signing this agreement, the foreclosing mortgagee has informed him or her of the availability of inspection for dangerous levels of lead. The foreclosing mortgagee has disclosed to the purchaser that lead paint may exist on the premises, and the purchaser agrees to accept the premises as is and waives all rights to further inspection for lead paint. This is a sale by foreclosing mortgagee. The foreclosing mortgagee has no knowledge regarding the premises, which will enable it to execute various affidavits and certifications and settlement statements that may be required by buyer's lender. The sale is not contingent on anything. Therefore, there is no contingency for financing, and the foreclosing mortgagee will not execute any affidavits, certifications, or HUD settlement statements, or any other closing documents. The purchaser acknowledges the premises being sold in an as-is and where-is condition without any representation warranty, whether express, implied, or imposed by law. Without limiting the foregoing total exclusion of representations, warranties, and sales made without any representation or warranties as to the title or as to the validity or possibility or perfection of mortgagee's right of interest. The purchaser also acknowledges the purchaser had not been influenced to enter into this transaction nor has he relied upon any warranties or representations of any kind, whether expressed or implied, including without limitation, warranties as to merchantability or fitness for any particular purpose. In addition, the purchaser acknowledges the purchaser shall be obligated to obtain all necessary certificates, permits, and approvals in connection with the sale, construction, development, use, or occupancy of the premises. To be signed by the purchaser or the purchaser's nominee, dated July 10, 2007, foreclosing mortgagee, Mortgage Electronic Registration System Incorporated, nominee for American Broker Conduit, present holder of said mortgage. Also received of the buyer's name to be filled in the sum of $10,000 as a deposit on account of the above agreement, subject to the terms and conditions of the herein above set forth. This will be signed by myself, Ralph Stewart, licensed appraiser, licensed auctioneer, Pauly Shafferty Company Incorporated. Hereby acknowledge that on this July 10, 2007, purchase of the auction, Pauly Shafferty Company Incorporated.
No condo. It's not condos. It's a four family. No condos. I don't want to sell. I couldn't. I'm doing another real estate project that went bad, and I ran out of money.
$10,000. Understand that according to said agreement, I will forfeit said sum to the foreclosing mortgage.
Yeah, that's the latest in the city. Yeah, the latest appraisal I did was $1,125,000. That's floating around here somewhere. There's a CMA.
164 is for selling price.
That's what I bought it for in 1994.
1. The successful bidder shall be required to execute a memorandum of sale upon acceptance of bid. 2. The successful bidder shall deposit the required deposit with the auctioneer prior to the commencement of bidding in order for a person to be entitled to bid. Said deposit shall be forfeited if after the premises are sold to him or her, the bidder shall refuse to execute a memorandum of sale, or if after signing the bidder does not perform his or her part of the agreement. In addition, in case of forfeiture, the deposit shall become the property of the foreclosing mortgagee, and such forfeiture by the purchaser shall not release him or her from his or her agreement. 3. No adjustment shall be made for real estate tax, assessments, or other municipal charges, liens or claims, the nature of liens, or any amounts due any condominium association, if applicable, as the successful bidder shall take the property subject to all taxes, charges, assessments, and liens up to the date of delivery of the deed. 4. The title to the premises shall be that which is conveyed by mortgage deed to the mortgagee, and the purchaser shall take title to the premises by the usual deed under power. 5. Said premises shall be sold and conveyed without representation or warranty as to the condition, construction, or fitness of habitation, or whether they conform to applicable state or local building and sanitary codes. 6, verbal descriptions by the foreclosing mortgagee, the auctioneer, or anyone connected with the sale shall not invalidate or become part of the sale if the buyer by bidding here today is in agreement that he or she has examined these premises to his or her satisfaction and accepts all known and unknown defects. 7, the owners of the premises, the mortgagee, the attorney for the mortgagee, the auctioneers, and all parties with whom the auctioneer may be acting shall not be liable. 20, person or persons while you are in, on, or about the premises, all persons are upon these premises at their own risk. 8, the auctioneer reserves the right to re-offer the listed parcel, reopening the auction at the last bid in the event two or more bidders claim to be the successful bidder or that the auctioneer missed the bid. 9, the auctioneer reserves the right to bid for and on behalf of the mortgagee. 10, the auctioneer reserves the right to accept or reject any and all bids. 11, the auctioneer requests that all qualified bidders please remain on the premises even after the parcel is declared as sold, as the auction proceedings are not complete, until the deposit as stipulated in the newspaper advertisement has been accepted by the auctioneer, the attorney, and all parties in interest in the agreement of sale has been signed. 12, the successful bidder is advised that all information as shown in the newspaper advertisement and the brochure and literature that has been used for mailing in or distribution at this auction sale has been compiled purely for the convenience and assistance of the successful bidder, and while the information is assumed to be reasonably correct, is not guaranteed and warranted by the auctioneer, attorney for the mortgagee, nor any representative of the mortgagee. 13, acceptance of terms. All bidders by bidding at this auction sale shall be deemed to have read, heard, and understood all the aforelisted terms and conditions of this auction, and by bidding agree to abide by such rules, reservations, terms, and conditions. Again, ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone else here that would like to qualify to bid by displaying the required deposit of $10,000 in cash and certified funds? We do have a municipal lien certificate. It was issued by the City of Cambridge, Massachusetts. All the qualified bidders have received a copy of all the documents that I have read. You'll be required to sign those documents if you are the high bidder. And all the qualified bidders have received a copy of the municipal lien certificate issued by the City of Cambridge. It is dated 2/2007. So take for it at what you will. Again, it is for informational purposes only. We're not guaranteeing or warranting the information on the lien certificate. Sandra Higbee, as attorney for the mortgagee, is here on the premises. Do you have any announcements, Counsel?
One, we are foreclosing a first mortgage for the bank. They have a title insurance policy with First American that ensures they have a first mortgage. However, my title examiner found one mortgage that was effectively discharged. There was a discharge there, but it wasn't proper. I filed a claim with First American, and they will take care of the problem. A registered bidder here told me that she found another mortgage undischarged. Again, we have a policy. First American will stand behind it, and they will fix whatever title issues are outstanding.
There's 2 mortgages on the, there's still 2 existing.
Qualified bidders only, sir.
George, you want to explain?
You're together? Thank you.
2 mortgages are still on the title that are discharged.
There's one mortgage that my examiner found that had a defective discharge.
Okay.
We filed a claim with First American. Another bidder here today said she found another mortgage that
didn't go in
discharged
time.
back in the back title.
No, that's all right.
If that's true, First
I thought it was
American
gonna
is
go
going to
out
stand
lower.
behind their policy, and they're going to
776.
What, starting at a certain
No.
The 3 mortgages.
Well, you should explain. You should explain that your mortgage, your mortgage on this property is connected to the one on the Cape, and you're going to get your money back from the one on the Cape.
Well, she has to explain it. She's the lawyer.
Then, well, does she know? Doesn't
Yeah, she knows. I got a letter from her.
Then let her explain it. Well, she's not explaining it.
What did you say earlier was what were you saying?
There are 3 mortgages. Okay. The mortgage they're foreclosing on, there's another second mortgage that they're wiping out. This gentleman is my builder.
I have a mortgage on
He has a mortgage on this property in conjunction with work that he did for me on a property that I own at Cape Cod. Okay, the P is going to be settled.
Any other questions,
Okay.
ladies
This is
and
a different
gentlemen?
story. Let's. Okay, that's
There
fine.
are 3 mortgages.
All right.
Bidding,
Don't.
qualified
That
bidders,
does not
please
affect.
consider card so I can see your bidder's number, please. Thank you.
I don't send this out.
The liens on it, yeah.
Mommy,
Yeah, but the lien is going to come off.
I don't want to send this out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is charged.
anybody
It's on the
else
Cape
like to
Cod
qualify
property.
to bid by displaying the required deposit? There are no further questions, no further announcements, ladies and gentlemen. We will commence with the bidding, and how much do I have bid? How much do I have bid, ladies and gentlemen? 700,000 is where it started. 700,000 is where it started.
I knew that.
200,000 I have, and 400,000 I have. 500,000 is where, ladies and gentlemen? 500,000 is where? I have a bid of $400,000 once. I have a bid of $400,000 twice. 500,000 is where, ladies and gentlemen?
405?
405. 500,000. 500,000 I have. 550. 550 is where? 550 is
Michael?
where? I have a bid of $500,000
The Wellfleet
once.
is taking, the auction is on placing right now.
He knows what's going
Is
on.
bidding
I have a bid
taking
of
place.
$500,000 twice.
Yeah.
Ready to advance over $500,000. Third and last call, ladies and gentlemen.
510.
510. 655,100 I have, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
660 is where? And 660 is where? I have a bid of $655,100 once. I have a bid of $655,100 twice. Is there any advance, ladies and gentlemen? Over $655,100. Third and last call. Qualified bidders are all
660.
satisfied? 660. 665 is where? And 665 is where? I have a bid of $660,000 once. I have a bid of $660,000 twice. Any advance over $660,000. Third and last call, ladies and gentlemen. Satisfied? Qualified bidders, you're all satisfied? Hearing no advance over $660,000. Sold. $660,000. Congratulations, sir. We have some paperwork for you to fill out. We need to get a check from you. Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody wants to drop off any of the paperwork that we've handed out, we'll accept it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, really? I've met you before, haven't I?
I don't think so.
Where do you work?
Cambridge.
All right.